Hello everyone and welcome to another Who Asked Reviews podcast. I'm Lucas and today I'm joined again by Gio and Daniel. Today's game we'll be discussing Detroit Become Human. Okay, so this is probably the best game in the series of the producers Quantic Dream. They had two games before, two story-like games. Well, they had more games before, but two story-like games.
Oh, I only know one.
Like Beyond Two Souls and Heavy Rain, which I've also seen the entire playthrough through. And I think this is definitely the best story in the storyline games that they released. And we've been playing it for the past few months. Again, pretty late on the
months
on the release of our podcast, but we're here again to give you the best and the most honest review. So, what did you guys think about playing the game? What did you think?
Well, there's one person who played the game this time. I've already played it. I recommended it to check it out. So it's up to the real gamer here.
Let's just say I was kind of stressed out the entire time.
Yeah. So like the multiple storylines, there were 3 storylines. There is Kara, there is Marcus, and there is Connor. And I think Kara is the most stressful one of all, or not? What did you experience?
You had to be a mother.
I don't know, it's just a lot of abuse. A lot of abuse.
Okay.
A lot of escaping.
Definitely not great.
And shooting people.
A lot of quick time events that you can't fail otherwise your entire character
A lot
dies.
of near-death experiences.
Yeah. I really like the stakes that are in the game, because if your character dies...
Yeah, of course you like it, you didn't play it.
No,
Somebody here has never played it.
you know, the stress you receive from playing is mostly because if your character dies, they don't just come back, they are just gone for the rest of the game, and that's what it's so intriguing about the game, you know.
It's not even the entire problem, it's also just scary.
It's scary. It's just generally scary.
It's generally tense.
Yeah.
New horror game just came out.
Yeah. And this the Kara storyline is the horror. But you know, I personally liked the stress because I wasn't playing.
You wasn't playing.
I was also stressed out,
Just
and
backseating.
I wasn't even playing. And
At the end it got tense. I might have been able to shut my mouth a bit more often, but I couldn't help myself.
I didn't notice.
steer in the right direction. Otherwise,
The right
Otherwise
direction,
you
where there's no right direction.
Uh,
The only right direction is not dying, I
you know,
guess.
Yeah,
there's a lot of
yeah.
endings, but they're not all very nice endings.
Yeah, I know, but
So the right direction is...
there's no correct way to play it.
No, I know. You can be moral, you can not be moral.
You
do
can be
whatever.
all over the place.
Yeah.
Like that one time.
It's hard to judge a situation sometimes. When you have 0.2 seconds to react, you just
Yeah.
press a button.
I really like the part in the game where the Detroit Kara just Detroit.
The android.
The android.
Yeah. I'll keep confusing these.
And
but,
Detroit?
But the android Kara just stands there in the living room while this abusive father Todd he's
I almost died.
he's
almost
he's
died.
And then
making himself.
you're
Hold on,
like...
let me talk.
Sure.
He's making himself up to beat his own child, and then I'm telling Gio, like, I don't know if you should move. I don't know if you should save the child. You know, you might die. And then I didn't know that if you kept standing still, you would have died. So in the end, Gio does actually move, and
Bro, sabotaging.
and he gets the gun and he shoots the guy. You know, definitely stressful situation, and I really liked how tense it was. And then after we played that scene, now we really had to talk about when I should keep my mouth shut or not. Because
You almost killed my character.
It was a bit of a spoiler and advice, and both were not right. It's steering you to death.
Yeah. So that's why it's
So that happened.
Yeah, it's definitely a fun
That's
game.
crazy.
Can go all directions. So which story did you guys like the most? looking back at it?
At first, I liked Kara the most.
Mm-hmm.
Then I didn't anymore. Then Marcus, I kind of made him genocidal.
Okay.
So
a bit of the Civil War.
a bit of a civil war maniac. So my best bet would be Connor
Connor,
because he
So he's
remained
like
the
the
most
police detective
sane.
android that starts off very autistic.
Sane-ish.
Autistic.
Autistic.
Okay.
And then he becomes more sentient every mission. Starts
Yeah, it's
fighting
fun, the
himself.
dynamic between him and his partner that doesn't like androids at all.
Yeah. But you liked Connor the most
Yeah.
out of all the storylines. Okay, and which one did you like the most, Daniel?
Same thing.
Also
Yeah,
Connor.
it's funny too at times.
Yeah. You definitely have to the least amount of stress, I would imagine, and it's also the most amount of like searching for stuff and the.
Tell that to the jump
reconstruction.
scares that
Yeah,
made Gio jump out of
there's
his
also a
chair
bunch of
almost.
jump scares, yeah, no, but definitely. I personally, I really liked when Marcus started off with at the painter's house, and then at one point the son of the old painter, he comes home, and then you push the son like just a little bit,
I've never seen that
just a
before. I've
ti-
seen
tiny
2
little bit.
playthroughs.
and then he fucking dies because he gets pushed, like
But
just a little,
like
little push.
the choice is so weird and so misphrased. Do you let him abuse you or do you push him away a little bit? I push him away a little bit and he just dies.
He fucking dies, man.
Sometimes
God
a
damn.
head just connects with the edge of a shelf.
Yeah, no.
Accidents happen, man.
Small
Fucked up.
nutcracker.
Apparently that made him spiral into civil war things.
Man, that son,
Either way, he's gonna get shot for doing something.
That's true.
that
Or
son had like the weakest skull ever imaginable.
I think you would also.
I think you kind of would be dead on the floor too.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
No,
Just
we'll,
very unfortunate.
We'll just never find out.
Marcus just really knows
We
how
can
to
find
push
out.
an
we
animal.
can't find out.
Yeah,
No, I don't want to find out.
that's a joke in game.
Okay.
Because Gio definitely wants to play it again.
Yeah.
No, I might actually.
Fully
Actually, I
peaceful.
I think it's very replayable. Replayable.
Yeah, of
there's
course.
so much different outcomes that if you replay it, you just.
If you
actually
don't want
make
Kara,
different
you could just make
choices.
her die straight
I
away.
just think it's very
Yeah.
slow, probably.
Yeah.
What would happen if one dies early? How would the stories converge?
Well, either way, I don't think it can happen to Marcus or Connor easily, but I think Kara it really has no significance to the entire story. Like, she doesn't get involved with anything much, she's just
No.
trying to survive.
Yeah, I think they would skip a lot of scenes that we have seen now because there is no interaction between the two characters anymore because well they're fucking dead.
Connor is the only one that really
Interact.
has interactions with both, like, from
Yeah.
pretty early on.
You do start with him, so I guess he's the main character of the main characters.
So you can make your own.
He's definitely the most
gameplay.
popular character.
You can definitely make your own gameplay really short by just killing off everyone really soon. I think I saw a video, and then it's just all very tragic, and then Hank kills himself.
That's crazy.
The police detective, yeah, because he's like, what the fuck am I even doing here?
I was-
Everybody's dead.
It was pretty close.
Hank
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Connor,
pretty close, yeah.
yeah, and he was suicidal,
Yeah.
and then he loses like what he became to see as like friend,
Yeah.
and then he starts playing Russian roulette again.
I actually thought it was pretty sad as well, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Like, he beats his child.
Mhm.
That's the thing we get introduced with,
Yeah.
and then she turns out to be a bot.
Yeah.
Well, if you wouldn't have shot him in cold blood, you would have seen him later on, and you
Yeah,
would have
at the
had
bus
another
stop.
interaction.
Yeah.
No, even at the border.
Oh, okay.
Right at
yeah,
the border.
that's what I felt it was.
The border.
yeah.
The
border,
border where
when you cross
Kara
the
got
border,
The
shot,
border where Kara
Canada.
died.
and the kid too.
Yeah. So what did you think about like the environment, Detroit? You know, just
The level design.
the well, also level design, but also just the environment, how they shaped it, like the city and the snow and
It looked very nice.
Yeah.
Very clean, crisp.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
6-year-old game, so
It looked very crisp.
I think that in its time when it was released, it was probably one of the better games like in its genre, and I think that it still is. At least I haven't personally seen one that I think is better.
Graphically?
Yeah, graphically, and then also story-wise.
there isn't many games that play out like Detroit, at least not
Yeah.
big ones.
Yeah.
And they haven't released a game since, I think, as far as I know.
They have, but not like the story kind of games. And I'm really just every year I'm just looking. Have they released a new game of the story? Because it's so entertaining to watch. And then
Yeah.
after I'm gonna
Very
watch or
entertaining.
play, but then eventually I'm just gonna look at all the endings because I'm so curious what would happen if you do the other thing. And there's I think a 6-hour video of all different endings because there's so many.
There's so many deaths.
Yeah. There's a lot of deaths, but there's just a lot of choices.
Marcus was kind of left all alone at the end for you.
My bad.
Happens.
No, he wasn't. He was there with Connor.
Oh, Connor is not one of the characters that he was with from early on. All those other side characters.
All the other Jericho people.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah,
They all kind of got a bullet one way or the
that's
other.
what you meant.
It was for a great cause.
Yeah.
And because I made bad choices.
Yeah, well, we won't talk about
I
like how
about
you
Luther.
you started off making choices based on Christianity. Like I'm a good Christian. I gotta pick the right moral choices. And then in the end, you start like, fuck that guy. I'm just gonna leave that guy.
No, it's like when you don't have a fast-paced event and you can think about it. I try to get the moral option or like the empathetic, sympathetic option. But when you have 2 seconds to react, I just press a button.
Yeah, you
Just
don't
kind of
Preferably
react.
the one that says shoot.
You
on it.
can, no, you just have to react at that point, no?
Yeah, it's a quick reaction.
It's hard to stick to your values always.
As a spectator of your game, I felt like you had made up your mind every single time.
I really didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
Not all the time.
Okay, but a lot of times.
A little bit of a hint of chaos to it.
In a way, this is the most human playthrough you can have.
What do you mean because your mind is also chaotic when you have to make decisions like this?
Split-second decisions are not reliable.
No, okay. Yeah, no, I get
There's
it.
a reason they implemented it in
Yeah.
like that.
That's actually really nice design.
They could definitely just keep on pumping out games this way and make them successful. I haven't played Heavy Rain, but
I think they spent a lot of years making this one though.
yeah, well, it's been
because
6
Heavy Rain
years.
was so, which is the last one in the series, was so incredibly successful. You never seen like a video where some guy's screaming, Jason! No?
I'm not familiar with Jason.
This is a bit awkward.
Who is the Jason guy?
That's from Heavy Rain. It's when his father loses him in the mall, and then you walk around the mall as the father, and then his child is called Jason, so he just keeps Jason, and he does that for 5 straight minutes,
Why is this a thing?
And then in the end, I'm not gonna spoil that, but
We should get a Washington game.
It was
Washington become human.
No.
Washington become human. So what did you guys think about the creator of the androids? Kameto, I think, or some shit.
Kamsky.
Kameto.
Tomato
That's
the
the French.
tomato.
That's the French streamer, actually. Never mind. No, the Kamsky, yes.
I've only seen him once, no?
Yeah,
In the
Yeah, you
playthrough.
see him
you
once.
see him once, yeah.
And you don't really get to know exactly what goes on in his mind at all.
I mean,
He's just
You-
intriguing.
you kind of know he's
Short and
sketchy, so to speak, but
Yeah.
you don't really know him. You don't really know.
He's just a special guy.
Maybe I would have known more if I shot the bot, but I didn't.
Yeah. For
Then the
questions.
amount of information that comes out is really lackluster.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, but I felt he made a very great entrance into the game because he was very mysterious. He didn't have the company in hand anymore, and he was basically very like a young guy. He wasn't like wise or some shit. He was just maybe potentially dangerous. So
He did look like he knew exactly what was going on.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing and what he's
I
saying.
really liked his entrance. And I also liked when you go to the big facility where all the androids are at, that are stocked up,
Oh yeah.
and then you see how big CyberLife, so the android organization, has gotten. You know.
Oh yeah, when everything shuts down, the whole economy shuts down or something.
They're really reliant on.
But yeah, the
Androids.
actor for the Kemsky guy, he's pretty. He's won some stuff for his game.
Yeah,
He was in Baldur's Gate 2, the new one of the main characters. And I think he won some awards with it. He knows how to be some shady guy.
So imagine if you go 10 years later from now, and the world will look exactly like in the game. How would you? What would your morals be? Would you agree to androids?
Let me just not beat up my androids.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't treat them like trash. I'd try to treat them like
humans or what?
Something along those lines with respect.
Okay.
Just not in a way where I would get shot.
Or stabbed
Or stabbed.
20 something times.
Or anything.
Yeah, but you would get your own android.
Maybe.
That just depends on how it goes, and if everybody does, you kind of have to go along with it, because otherwise
you
you're
don't-
wasting your time.
You don't have to.
It's very efficient for cost, from what you can see.
But you don't have to. That's
No,
the thing.
but you also don't have to have a phone.
That's true. That's true.
That's almost the same thing.
It's just about how necessary the android is going to be in your life.
Pretty sure that if it comes to that, you just have to go with it.
Probably doesn't have to be necessary, but it can be very useful to have.
Still, servant. No, don't skip slavery. Just make
That's crazy.
Just fabricate the slaves.
mechanical slaves. Yeah.
Why are you thinking about slavery? I was just thinking about a friend. Oh wait, no.
A friend.
A friend.
A friend?
A friend.
Are you sure it's a friend?
AI friends.
Yeah, well, it could definitely be. No, ChatGPT. It's
That's a thing.
like the smart friend to me.
Sadly,
That's a thing. You know that, right?
I didn't know this.
there is AI girlfriends.
This is what I was
That's fucked up.
suggesting.
Yeah, it happens.
I wouldn't recommend.
I also wouldn't recommend it. No.
There's some very lonely people out there.
No, but I wouldn't mind Kara. You know.
That's crazy.
Okay.
Okay, so the next
Clip. That's clipped now.
next thing I was going to talk about
Cancelled.
is man, shut the fuck up.
He has a type. We know now.
Okay, so basically, if there was a storyline going to release by Quantic Dream, what would you like it to be about? Like, if you had to sum it up in one sentence.
This is the only game I know.
No, but like any story.
You
You
wanted
can
them
pick
to
any
release
story.
something again.
Would
But they do original stuff. They don't make anything within any known
they
universes.
don't do like I don't know, Star Wars storyline game. So that's not how it works.
No, well, as long as it's not too connected to present day, it's too boring to me.
No, what I would find funny is a storyline where you're kind of like Indiana Jones. You know, you're out there in the wild, and then
You want a very basic, well, not basic, but very adventure, just an adventure game.
I would, you know, Jumanji, Indiana Jones, kind of style game. I would probably, you know, a little bit of variety. So I don't know, add some kind of mysterious tech to it. I like the mystery they keep in their games. So you, every game so far has been you're kept in the shade mostly about what's going down, you know, what's happening, and then eventually you find out as you play. And I really like that part of the games because it makes you like discuss with people around you or just in your head, like, oh my god, I wish I would know what that meant, or like you really pay attention and keeps you going in the game. So
Yeah.
they would do that with like Indiana kind of Indiana Jones.
I don't know if that would work because their stuff is very story driven. I don't think you can
But
back that much.
that's just what I was saying. Like that's a story that I would be interested in. So what kind of story would you guys be interested in?
Some medieval thing, I think.
Medieval
fancy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But
So-
I don't think they'll ever make that either.
Nah,
But
Would you? No, but you
hope.
can fantasize, right?
Yeah.
So how would you?
I have no idea how I would.
Like, would you be the king, or would you be some servant, or would you be like a knight?
How about you can just like this? You have like 3 characters. One's a peasant. One is like a noble, and then
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
so
know.
3 characters.
and then
A nun.
one merchant, and then one merchant or something.
Okay, yeah. No, I like.
And then they somehow converge.
Yeah, that could be really.
Well, I don't know any of their patterns. I haven't played any other games, so
I
I don't
also
know
haven't.
No,
what
but you just
similarities
make
are.
something up. you
Yeah,
know.
but they obviously follow some sort of design plan.
Yeah, they do.
You know.
Yeah, no,
He knows.
I know. It's all detective. Wise. Only the first game is Beyond Two Souls. It's about a girl and some kind of creature inside her that she can converse with, and that has special powers and stuff. That's the only game that's different from the others. The other 2 are like
Multiple characters.
There's multiple characters, and there is like something strange is going on. You know, there's something developing.
Well, yeah, that's a story.
And then with Heavy Rain, it's an origami killer, and then there's a boy trapped somewhere, and then the rain keeps filling up until he drowns at one point. And you gotta, yeah, it's pretty dark, but you gotta find him. You gotta find him before the time runs out.
That's crazy.
That sounds like somebody would get stressed out playing it.
Yeah, no, I think this could definitely be added to future games.
And then I would play it again.
Yeah, you would definitely play.
Why
it.
don't you play it? You never play anything.
He would be the one playing.
No, I would know the story already, so I wouldn't be.
You would
the
be
best
stressed.
target.
You would be stressed.
Okay.
I would be
Never mind.
stressed out.
It would be you or me, because I haven't
Yeah,
played it
definitely.
either. I have it, but I never played it.
Oh, you have it.
Yeah, I have
Okay,
it.
then we could
Then
definitely play it.
That was the next one.
No. It's gonna be a while until
like
we do
this.
that. We
I like
don't want to.
No. But this is for future references, and then for now I think that wraps it up for this podcast. So I thank you all for listening, and goodbye.
I guess it also wraps it up for my sanity, man.